You're learning about how to conserve water?
That's right. It's one of the most versatile ways to landscape your yard, container gardening. And it can help save on water, too, of course. So here are some tips on this. Is Raymond Rees, environmental planner from the town of Fountain Hills. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, obviously you have a beautiful pot here, beautiful container. Tell us a little bit more about container gardening for folks who haven't tried it.
Well, container gardening is very easy, and it's been around for a long time. You can use it to accent different parts of your yard. You can use it for container gardening on balconies, on patios, around pool areas. It's just a great way to accent your yard.
Do you have to be specific about the container you use?
Well, you know, we only have one real steadfast rule, and that is to make sure that your container has drainage. Other than that, just be creative. You can go into your garage right now, and I bet you have a number of containers that you could use. You could get a bucket. You can decorate that any way you want it. You could even use a wheelbarrow. So just be creative. Use it any way you want. I do recommend, though, if you have a balcony and you're using containers on your balcony, they have a lot of lightweight containers that you can use. Yeah, this one is very light. This one's made of fiberglass. But if you go to any of your big box stores or you go to your local hardware store, they've got some made out of this is fiberglass, but styrofoam, plastic, and a lot of different colors, too.
I was surprised that wasn't heavy when you looked
that
up.
Yeah, it's very light.
Just make sure there's the hole at the bottom for drainage.
Yep,
now,
absolutely.
when it comes to planting, what flowers, what things can we use, plants can we use to use for container gardening?
Well, so many times when we think about container gardening, we think about putting in petunias, lobelia, those types of plants, but we really recommend that you look at these low-water landscape plants or low-water use plants. Here we have devil's spine, and in the foreground there, we've got a type of a jade plant. Here's another of the elephant's food and the beautiful barrel cactus.
Wow.
This is an agave. It will get a flower. That's not a sick plant. That's got a nice purple color to it. And here it just is a good example of container gardening where you've got those nice containers that it almost looks like boulders, and they just drop those plants in there. So very beautiful.
Yeah, and you can really get some huge ones. Like that one picture, it was quite a large plant that's in a container. And it's nice because you said you can move them. Right,
and that's a good thing about the container gardening is you can move those plants where you need to get that exposure for those plants.
And as far as making sure they're getting enough water, is there a secret to all that?
Not really. You just want to make sure that when you water it thoroughly. Let the water run down to that dish that you have under there to catch that water, and then let it dry out in between. And there's a little trick. What you can do is you can take your finger and you can put it into the soil up to about the first knuckle. And if it's dry, water it. If it's wet, you don't need to water it. There's also a handy little tool we got for novice container gardeners, and it's a moisture meter.
And just put it in there.
You just put it in here. It'll read it. On the back of there's some instructions here that show you what types of plants get how much water.
Sure, so
very
that way
easy to use.
You won't over or underdo it. And with a lot of those plants, you don't need that much. So it's a lot easier. Thank you very much. Good information there. I love this.
Thank you.
So great. So if you want more information on container gardening and water, use it wisely, please go to wateruseitwisely.com/Arizona.